It was the middle of winter. The sun had just set, and it was very, very cold. An icy wind was blowing from the east, and as it blew, it softly whispered, "Snow." Deep in the dark roots of Bramley Hedge, tiny lights could be seen moving hastily along, and then just as swiftly disappearing. The lights belonged to the mice who lived in Bramley Hedge. They'd heard the wind's message and were hurrying home to get out of the cold. But there was one mouse, a young mouse by the name of Wilfred Toadflax, who longed for the snow to come.
And then if the snow gets really, really deep, I'm going to take you out to the top of the highest drift, and we'll whoosh down faster than a flash of lightning.
Faster than you can run to the store stump to collect some honey and clover flower from Mr. Apple.
Oh, can I finish polishing my toboggan first?
Not if you want fresh biscuits for tea.
Biscuits? Store stump, here I come!
Wilfred imagined himself an intrepid explorer on a sleek toboggan, speeding fearlessly across deep snowdrifts.
Faster, faster!
Oh, my.
Wilfred Toadflax, wherever are you going in such a hurry?
Mrs. Eyebright, Lord Woodmouse, I'm really sorry. I was
You were just riding on a toboggan, weren't you?
No, I mean, yes, well, sort of. But how did you know?
That's for me to know, and for you to know I know.
Well, if this snow keeps up, as I believe it will, you'll soon be able to go tobogganing. On a real toboggan.
I can't wait! Do you really think there'll be a lot of snow, Lord Woodmouse?
Smells like it to me.
And there's a feeling in the air, just like that time long, long ago when the snow got so deep, it went all the way to the top of the third notch on the old oak palace.
Wow!
If, and only if it gets that deep, will it be deep enough for a snowball.
A snowball?
Yes. There's only ever been one snowball that I can remember. It was held in the year Mr. Eyebright and I were married. What a night! And what a feast we prepared! Oh, special snowball food.
Food? Sorry, Mrs. Eyebright, I've just remembered I have to go to the store stump for my mother.
Go carefully on that toboggan.
Later, as Wilfred and Mr. Apple left the store stump to head for home, they were greeted by delicious, warm smells, which wafted from the kitchen of Crabapple Cottage out into the crisp, cold air.
That smells good.
Do you think it's going to keep snowing, Mr. Apple?
I do, Wilfred.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait, I can't wait, I can't wait.
I have the feeling that young Wilfred can't wait. Hello, dear.
Goodness me, if there's as much snow out there as you've brought in here.
There'll be enough for a snowball.
I can remember my mother talking about the last snowball.
Well, now old Mrs. Eyebright's the only one of us who was actually there.
And I'm sure she'll remember all the snowball recipes. I've got one for blackberry sorbet, which my mother gave me, and snowball meringues.
Well, I wouldn't set my heart on blackberry sorbet or a snowball if I were you.
Oh.
The snow would have to come all the way up to the third notch on the old oak palace. Can you imagine that much snow?
Of course. Can't you?
I'm sorry. I can't think of all that cold snow when I'm sitting by our warm fire eating the best mushroom pie in Bramley Hedge.
Oh,
Next door in the hornbeam tree, the Toadflax children didn't want to think about anything but lots of cold snow. They'd been sent off to bed after a hot supper by the fire, but they were far too excited to sleep.
Tobogganing tomorrow.
Snow pancakes for tea. We'll make a snow mouse.
And I'll knock it over.
Hey, be careful.
While Wilfred dreamt of high drifts and his shiny toboggan, the night silently slipped away, leaving behind it a thick, white blanket of snow.
is that?
Hurry, hurry, let's get outside.
Look, I've never seen so much snow.
And where do you think you're going?
It's all right, Mum. We're just going out for a quick toboggan ride, and then you'll have time to make breakfast.
That's very thoughtful of you, Wilfred.
Ready, toboggan?
Now we'll have to wait till Dad gets up and digs us out.
Oh, no, we won't. I'll dig us out.
Mum, guess what? We're snowed in.
Wilfred said he's going to dig us out.
Oh, he does he? Well, you just go and remind him that young mice never dig without the help of a grown-up. I'll go and get your father up. The Wilfred may have the whole hedge dug out by then.
As the rest of Bramley Hedge woke up, the morning sunlight revealed that the snow was thicker than the mice had expected. All the downstairs windows and many of the upper ones were hidden in deep drifts.
My. So, Mrs. Eyebright, what do you think? Is the snow deep enough for a snowball? It's almost up to the third notch.
Almost isn't enough, Lord Woodmouse. But another snowfall should do it.
Excellent. I'll keep my eye on it and report to Mr. Apple.
Did you hear that, Basil?
I certainly did. And it's enough for me to get my skates on. Get my skates on. That's a good one. Well, if there is going to be a snowball, and I'll wager there is, I'll need to make my celebrated celebration punch. Elderberry cordial, an essential ingredient. Oh, it looks like there's some digging to be done.
In every home along the hedgerow, shovels, maps and ropes were kept in a special cupboard by the front door, so that in a situation like this, the mice could dig tunnels from tree to tree.
Hey,
Wilfred, catch!
Primrose. I should have known it was you.
It's much too dangerous out here for me. I'll go and check on the snow.
Come on, let's go tobogganing.
Wilfred, Primrose, there's going to be a very important meeting in the Star Stump in 10 minutes. Please tell anyone you see to come along.
Wilfred, did you hear that? It must mean that we're going to have
Primrose, if we don't go now and there is a snowball, we won't get a chance to toboggan until tomorrow.
So what's wrong with tomorrow?
We have to wait for it. I can't wait. I'm a right now sort of mouse, so I'm going tobogganing right now. Oh, Basil.
Hello, Basil.
Primrose, Wilfred, how nice to see you.
Nice to see you too, Basil. Bye.
Oh, my. And it's very nice to see that splendid toboggan.
Yes, we were just about to take it on its first run.
Oh, you were you? Well, I was wondering if maybe before you do that, you might consider lending it to me for a moment. Not a long moment, of course, just a short one. You see, I have some more ingredients for my celebrated celebration punch at Elderberry Lodge. It's important to have the very best for the snowball.
We don't even know if there's going to be a snowball.
Wilfred? I'm sure Wilfred doesn't mind if you borrow his toboggan, do you, Wilfred?
But Primrose! Splendid! Will you kindly look after this while I go and fetch the other boxes? Oh, this is splendid. Absolutely splendid.
My toboggan.
As Wilfred waited and waited and waited, he couldn't help wishing he was whooshing down the highest snowdrift.
Where is Basil?
You know what he's like.
Come along, you two. You'll freeze your tails off out here.
We can't, Mrs. Krusty Bread. We've got to look after this box for Basil.
Mind how you go, Basil. You can never be too careful. It was great. It was grand. The best drink in the land. For breakfast, supper, tea, or lunch, drink Basil's celebration punch!
You go, Primrose. I'll wait here with Basil's box.
All right. But I'll come straight back.
Basil, where are you?
This is not good. Not good at all.
Unaware of the danger that Basil was in, the mice of Bramley Hedge gathered in the warmth and safety of the store stump. Meanwhile, Lord Woodmouse scurried through the tunnels from the old oak palace with the final snow report.
Shush, everyone. Mr. Apple's going to speak.
When the snows are lying deep, when the field has gone to sleep, when the blackthorn turns to white, and frosty stars bejewel the night, when summer streams are turned to ice, a snowball warms the heart of mice. Friends, I declare that a snowball will take place tonight in the ice hall.
Where is the ice hall, Dad?
Well, Cupcake, that's a good question.
You are going to build it.
Am I?
We all are.
Wilfred! Wilfred! There is going to be a snowball! Tonight!
Tonight? Well, I can't wait for Basil any longer. I'm going to find him and my toboggan now.
But Wilfred?
Primrose, where's Wilfred? Everyone's got to help with the digging.
Oh, he's... Oh, never mind. I'll go and get him.
Did you find Wilfred?
Primrose has gone to fetch him.
So it was agreed that the mice would follow the snowball traditions of their forefathers. The first thing they had to do was find the perfect spot to build the ice hall. There was a deep drift of snow banked against the store stump, and the expectant mice watched and waited, all eyes on Mr. Apple.
This is it.
Mice, prepare to dig.
As midday approached, work commenced hollowing out the middle of the drift, while deep in the tunnels, Wilfred was on a mission of his own.
Basil! Basil! Oh!
Wilfred!
My toboggan!
Don't! It could be dangerous. Where's Basil? Basil?
Oh, yes! It's me, Basil. The snow fell in on me.
I'll get some help!
No! We can't wait. We have to rescue Basil now.
Oh, Wilfred!
Meanwhile, the rest of the mice had dug the snow from inside the drift, piled it into carts and taken it down to the stream.
Now, bring those iceballs over here.
Just nudge the top a little to the left. The next one goes here. Isn't that right, Mrs. Eyebright?
All along Bramley Hedge, kitchens and fires were hot and busy. Pies browned and sizzled, and soups, stews and puddings bubbled, while crab apples roasted over the fire.
Mrs. Eyebright, sorry to bother you when you're so busy, but have you by any chance seen Wilfred?
Wilfred? Isn't he out with Primrose? Well, I wouldn't worry about Wilfred.
I'm freezing!
Me too.
We'll have to get help. You wait here.
But I'm not a waiting sort of mouse, Primrose.
Wilfred, don't!
Whoa!
Wilfred!
In the ice hall, the mice of Bramley Hedge were too busy working to even notice that Wilfred, Basil and Primrose were missing, trapped in a tunnel.
Oh, mind your backs now. Make way.
We have everything here but the punch, dear. I do hope Basil hasn't forgotten.
You know Basil, dear. I'm sure he's just trying to decide exactly what should go into it.
And tasting what should go into it too, I shouldn't wonder.
Basil, are you all right?
As good as can be expected in these circumstances. What about you?
I'm cold.
If only I hadn't pulled on the toboggan.
Well, you did. As usual, you just couldn't wait.
I can't help it if I'm a right now sort of mouse.
And right now, we're stuck. And not just sort of. It'll be ages before anyone comes looking for us.
It seemed that Primrose was right. By tea time, the ice hall was almost finished. The sparkling ice columns and glistening carvings were in place, and the mice were just adding the all-important finishing touches. Mr. Toadflax had fetched some glowworms from the bank at the end of the hedge to illuminate the ice hall.
You missed a spot there, Flax.
Oh, much obliged to you.
Does anybody have any more holly? I think we could use a few more sprigs here and there. Here you are, Mrs. Eyebright. Have you seen Primrose recently? Primrose? She's with Wilfred, isn't she? I wouldn't worry about Primrose. Here you are, children.
Oh, thank you, Mrs. Eyebright.
You haven't seen Basil, have you, Mrs. Eyebright?
No, Mr. Apple, I haven't.
Wherever can he be?
At last, it was time for the workers to admire the fruits of their labours before going home to wash and change. Trapped in their snowy cave, 3 very cold and unhappy mice weren't going anywhere. Basil was trying his best to keep everyone's spirits up.
Don't worry. I'm sure they're on their way.
Oh, what are we going to do when all 3 lanterns go out?
We'll wait in the dark.
I hate waiting.
Yes, Wilfred, we noticed.
You'd think they would have come looking for us by now. Oh, no.
I don't like this.
I'm sorry I ever got you two into this.
Wait a minute. Maybe if we pushed the toboggan, we could bash a hole through the snow. Why didn't we think of that before?
Probably because it's not a good idea.
Oh, come on, Primrose. It's worth a try.
I agree, and at least the exercise will warm us up.
Oh, all right. Anything to get warm.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Push! Look!
It's working!
One more time. 1, 2, 3, push!
I think I can crawl through there.
Whoa, Wilfred, not so fast. We must prop it up first. There.
Right.
Wilfred,
They don't fit.
I'll fit.
You? You can't go. You're not old enough.
Wilfred, Toadflax, I don't believe you just said...
Now. Listen, Wilfred, if it hadn't been for your idea to make the hole in the first place, there wouldn't be anything for Primrose to crawl through, would there?
Basil's right, Wilfred.
Off you go, Primrose, but hurry.
And be careful.
Using every ounce of courage she could muster, Primrose set off through the dark and deserted tunnel. Basil and Wilfred felt quite helpless and quite alone. Back at the ice hall, the guests were arriving for the snowball. As they entered, they were filled with wonder by the splendor and magnificence of the occasion.
It's perfect. Takes me right back. Hello, Betty. Where's Primrose?
Primrose? Isn't she with you?
No. I thought Primrose and Wilfred were with you. But if they're not with me, and they're not with you, where are they?
Oh, dear, something's happened. I know it.
Wilfred and Primrose are missing.
Everyone, stop everything. Fetch some lanterns. Don't worry, we'll find them. Now, who saw them last?
I haven't seen them since this morning.
Whatever can have happened to
Where
them?
could they be?
We've got to find them.
Help, quickly! Primrose! A tunnel caved in! Wilfred and Basil are still stuck. Just outside Elderbury Lodge. The lanterns are going out. The roof's going to cave in.
In the cold, dark tunnel, Wilfred and Basil huddled together and bravely sang. They were trying to drown out the ominous creakings and groanings of the props, which sounded as though they might give way at any moment under the weight of the heavy snow.
Breakfast, supper,
Tea,
or
lunch. Basil, did you hear that?
What's taking them so long?
I hope they're all right.
Of course, they're all right.
I think we'd rather have your punch without ice, if it's all the same to you, Basil.
you're safe.
So am I, Mum. Wow! Look at all this!
Isn't it amazing?
It certainly is. And now that we are finally all together, it's officially time for the snowball to begin.
1, 2, 3.
Supper is served. Come along, everybody.
Oh, wow.
Wonderful.
What a feast.
Oh, I don't know. Pass the blackberry sword.
It's not as good as mine would have been, but it'll do.
Your snowball meringues are exquisite.
Why, thank you. My mother's recipe.
It's a shame you couldn't go to Bogganing today, Wilfred.
It's all right, Primrose. I can wait till tomorrow.
Wait? You?
I'm not one for all this dancing, but it was worth coming for the food.
Oh, Alfred.
Mrs. Toadflex, would you care to dance?
Oh, Lord Woodmouse. I'd love to.
I never dreamt I'd live to see all this again. It's... oh.
Yes, Mrs. Eyebright. It's quite magnificent.
The snowball went on until dawn. The musicians were tired. The ice columns began to drip. The sleepy mice could dance no more, and young Wilfred finally got to ride his beloved toboggan. The mice wandered home through the snow tunnels, climbed the stairs, and crept into their warm beds. Outside the window, the snow had started to fall again, but no one noticed. Every mouse in Bramley Hedge was fast asleep.